Decide today or die average. There comes a day in every life where the mirror becomes a battlefield, not because of the reflection you see, but because of the truth you can no longer escape. A truth that whispers, you are either stepping into the life you were born to live, or you are settling for the slow death of mediocrity. There is no middle ground. There is no safety in average. Average is the silent graveyard where forgotten dreams are buried, where potential is left to rot, where greatness waits but is never claimed. You were not born for average. Think of it, out of the billions of possibilities you were chosen. Breath was given to you. Life was handed to you like a sacred mission. And yet too many drift, asleep at the wheel, their lives dictated by excuses, distractions, and fear. They wait for the right time, as if destiny sends invitations. They wait for perfect circumstances, as if storms will ever stop raging. But the great ones, the Carnegies, the Fords, the Edisons, the Disneys, they didn't wait. They decided, and in that decision, their entire destiny was rewritten. Andrew Carnegie was not born a titan of steel. He was born poor, working in factories as a boy, breathing dust, earning pennies. But in the furnace of hardship, he forged a decision. He would not die average. That decision pulled him through adversity, through doubt, through setbacks so brutal they would have broken lesser men. The same was true of Henry Ford. He wasn't the chosen one of his time. He was ridiculed, mocked, even sabotaged. But he decided that the world would drive differently. And so he fought through failure after failure until that vision was real. Do not think for a second that greatness is reserved for the special. Greatness is reserved for the decisive. The world does not belong to the ones who dabble, who hesitate, who second-guess themselves into paralysis. The world belongs to the bold, to the relentless, to those who stake their claim and say, "This is who I am, and this is where I'm going." But here is the truth no one wants to face. Indecision is its own decision. Every time you postpone your purpose, every time you shrink from your vision, every time you choose comfort over calling, you are deciding to stay average. And average, when stretched over a lifetime, is death by 1,000 cuts. It's the quiet regret of unlived days. It's the ache of watching someone else live the life you were too afraid to claim. Look around you. The world is filled with talent going nowhere, with intelligence wasted in the swamp of hesitation. Why? Because they never made the decision. They wanted guarantees, but life doesn't hand out guarantees, it hands out chances. They wanted certainty, but certainty is forged in fire. They wanted permission, but no one is coming to crown you king of your own destiny. You must decide, or you will remain chained to the small life that fear and doubt have scripted for you. Do you think Edison invented the light bulb because he had guarantees? No, he had thousands of failures, each one mocking him, each one tempting him to quit. But Edison had made a decision. He said, "I will illuminate the world." That decision carried him through nights of exhaustion, through laughter from his critics, through the darkness of failure. Decision is the spark that turns persistence into power. Without it, you will crumble. With it, you become unstoppable. So hear me clearly. This is not about motivation. Motivation fades like mist in the morning. This is about decision. A decision so fierce, so final, that you burn the bridges behind you. A decision so absolute that it cuts off every escape route back to average. That is how empires are built. That is how legends are born. And right now, in this very moment, life is giving you the same choice it gave to Carnegie, to Edison, to Ford, to Disney, to every giant who has ever walked this earth. Decide today or die average. The tragedy of life is not death, it is what dies inside of us while we live, dreams left untouched, talents unsharpened, voices silenced before they ever had the courage to speak. That is the cost of postponement. That is the tax of indecision. You cannot escape it. If you refuse to decide, the world will decide for you, and its verdict will always be average. The human spirit was not designed for average. It was designed to stretch, to create, to dominate, to overcome. Look at history and you'll see it clearly. Men and women who shook the world were ordinary people who made extraordinary decisions. Abraham Lincoln was born into poverty, raised in a log cabin, self-educated by candlelight with borrowed books. He had every excuse to remain obscure, yet he decided to rise above, to lead, to unify a fractured nation. That decision carried him through defeats, depression, ridicule, and relentless setbacks. But because he decided, his name is carved into eternity. Walt Disney was told he had no imagination. He was fired from a newspaper job because they thought he lacked creativity. He could have believed them. He could have stayed average, drawing sketches in obscurity. Instead, he decided to see worlds that did not yet exist. He decided to believe in castles built in the sky before anyone else could see their foundation. That decision gave us a kingdom of imagination that still inspires generations long after his death. The pattern repeats itself. Those who decide are remembered. Those who hesitate are forgotten. The graveyard holds the bones of geniuses who never acted, while the world sings the names of those who simply had the courage to decide. So ask yourself, what is the decision you've been running from? The business you've been afraid to start? The book you've been afraid to write? The dream you've been burying under excuses? Do you not see? You are not waiting on the right time, you are wasting time. Time does not wait. It does not pause while you gather courage. It moves forward relentlessly, and every day you hesitate, another piece of your potential is stolen forever. Average disguises itself as safety, but it is not safe. Average is the slowest form of suicide. It promises comfort but delivers decay. It promises security but robs you of significance. Do you want to know why most people never rise? Because average seduces them. It lulls them into routines, into paychecks that keep them fed but never fulfilled, into lives that look stable but feel empty. But deep down they know when they close their eyes at night that something inside them is screaming, "This is not it. This is not who I was born to be." That voice is your soul demanding a decision, and if you silence it long enough, it will fade, but it will not forgive. You will carry its regret until your final breath. This is why today matters, because today is all you ever truly have. Yesterday is a shadow, tomorrow is a promise that may never come, but today, this breath, this moment, is yours, and within it lies the power to choose, to step into greatness, or to stay enslaved by average. Do not wait for the world to approve of your decision. The world will laugh at you, reject you, doubt you, until you win. Ford was mocked. Edison was ridiculed. Lincoln was hated. Disney was dismissed. But their decisions outlasted their doubters. Your decision must be the same, not fragile, not tentative, not conditional, absolute, final, relentless. Because here is the secret. Once you decide, the universe rearranges itself. Opportunities appear that once were invisible. Strength rises within you that you never thought you had. Clarity sharpens your vision, persistence ignites your will, and resilience hardens your spirit. But none of this comes to the hesitant. It comes to the decisive. So decide today, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Decide now while your heart still beats, while your lungs still draw breath, while the fire inside you still burns. Because if you don't, you will die average. And average is no place for a soul as rare as yours.